Reconsider with the Spirit Life, and thank you so much for joining me tonight, or today, depending on what time you're taking a look at this video. I just wanted to do a video on something that I had intended to talk about, but then I saw this meme that reminded me of it, so it kind of sped up my little process here because the meme reminded me of what I wanted to say. So I'm gonna put a picture of the meme in this video so that you can see what I'm talking about. And it says, you fell in love with my flowers, but you fell in love with my flowers, but not my roots. So when autumn came, you didn't know what to do. So, when in the summer and in the spring, the trees are and the flowers are blossoming so beautiful and vibrant. And then what happens in the autumn? All the leaves fall off, the flowers fall off, and the tree is kind of bare. I mean, it's going through its natural cycle, but some people might not find that as alluring or as attractive as when it's in full bloom. So it made me think about something. It made me think about my own experience after I separated and divorced, and I was in several relationships, and how over time the men that I was in relationships with, they all had something in common. They all were very different, of course, in personality and looks and all those obvious things. But the one thing that they had in common, that most of them had in common, I won't say all of them, but I would say about 90% of them said, I brought them peace. And I'm sure that as women and men too, if you're in a relationship and you get into a relationship with someone who says you bring peace and balance to their lives, and they gravitate towards you, or they come to you particularly at the end of the day, just to kind of woosah, and while that you bring me peace, you bring me balance, sounds like such a compliment. At least I thought it was in the beginning. The first couple times that I heard that, I was like, well, because I'm always saying that a woman should be her man's peace, but that relationship needs to be reciprocal. And I started thinking about it the last relationship that I had, and when the gentleman said that, initially, I was like, oh, and then I was like, wait a minute. Okay, I'm that for you, but what are you for me? Because I wasn't feeling the peace, I wasn't even feeling so secure, and I wasn't feeling all that confident in the relationship. So if I am that for you, what are you for me? And I think sometimes we get kind of caught up in, don't be selfish, being giving, but the relationships need to be reciprocal, particularly your romantic relationship and friendships. Of course, when you get into like marriage, long-term relationships, there are times when one is given more than the other, and that's okay because that's what's needed for the team. But when it's just a normal thing for that relationship to be kind of off balance, where you're offering him, and I'm saying him because that's my perspective, so much peace and a place of refuge, but you're not receiving something similar or something that is valuable to you, then it's time to reevaluate that relationship. And what I had said that last time I heard that, and when I didn't find it to be a compliment, um, I want to quote myself accurately, and I said, "You're plucking the fruit of my tree, but you don't water the soil. So you're pulling up my fruit. You're taking all the benefits from me, but you're not putting anything in me so that I can replenish. You don't replenish me. You're just taking." And for me, that definitely caused me to do some reevaluations and kind of cut some stuff off. Like, that's enough, because I cannot blossom. I can't be my best self. I cannot be prepared to give to the person that is going to be in my life permanently if I allow others to just take and never give to me. So, and that's a part of the self-love, and valuing yourself, and putting more stock and weight on what you feel about yourself. If you're not feeling like you're not feeling valued, you're not feeling like this person has your best interest at heart, and they're just taking from you and not giving to you, then it's time to, I'm not saying, break up or quit the relationship, but I am saying reevaluate. Take a little bit of time to really think about what it is that you need for your life. And I saw a vision of myself as a colorful tree full of life and fruit. And then I saw myself, that same tree, just worn and tired and void of color. And my soil was dry and cracked, and I was alone because I no longer had any fruit to give. I wasn't fit to give to anyone else because I allowed to be the peace of other people while they were not giving to me. So sometimes I find that as long as we allow people, relationships, men, women, jobs, to take without them giving back, as long as we allow that, then some people will take advantage of that. And it's okay to have an expectation of being valued. It's okay to have an expectation of being adored. That is my expectation. I expect to be valued. I expect to be adored. I expect to be loved. And when we have that expectation, when we set the standard, then we don't allow people to just pluck and take away from us, and use up our energy, and use up all of our goodness, use up all of our sweetness, and not replenish. Sometimes we might not know right from the beginning that that's what that person is doing, and that person may not realize that that's what they're doing either, but it is up to us to point it out and to say what it is that we expect, how we expect to be treated, and what we will accept. And when that person does not provide what we need in a relationship so that we feel honored and we feel valued, then it is also up to us to honor ourselves and to take care of ourselves, whatever that means to you. For me, it means to step away and to take care of me, and to go ahead and allow that person to go ahead and find their happiness somewhere else. So that's pretty much what I wanted to say, that let's not allow people or situations even to pluck of our fruit, take all of our goodness, and not replenish us, not give back to us. Okay? All right, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I will see you later. Thanks for joining the Spirit Life. Bye.